Dear friends, in this video, I'd like to do the machine on the Vulnhub, which is Funbox easy. However, this machine is not so easy. Maybe you need to spend a bit more time than you suppose. Before we move forward, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. I do appreciate your help. Of course, I think the key factor to success for this machine is enumeration. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch into the kernel Linux. As you can see, first of all, we need to identify the IP address of the target. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target can be discovered as 254. Then we need to do the map scanning. As you can see over here, maybe I can zoom in the terminal so you can see what's going on. As you can see, I use the option of scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and then use the option of -p- to do the comprehensive scan. Then output the result into this file. Of course, I put the option of uppercase P in, not to do the live testing. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the three open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. The second one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information, which is Apache 2. And also we can tell that the target has robots file. Later, we can use browser to make manual enumeration. And the last one is 33060. Of course, the map cannot confirm its exact surface. So what we are going to do next is to do enumeration both manually and automatically for the HTTP surface. So let's launch our browser and input the IP address of the target into the address bar. As you can see over here, we have already got the default Apache 2 page back from the server. As usual, we need to check the source code of this page to see whether there is any sensitive information, for example, like hidden directory or some comments. And we can scroll down to the bottom. We cannot find anything like that. Next, we need to check. Of course, we have written that the target has robots file in the gym. So we can, of course, we need to access this directory. And I think this is some sort of the fitness website. And we need to do the manual enumeration or walk through this site manually. For example, home, package. Nothing interesting, right? Facilities. About, contact. Of course, here there is login panel. At this moment, we don't have any email and password. So maybe we do not need to try anything, right? For this panel. So I think for the gym, although from the robots we can get this directly, however, we cannot find any entry which allow us to penetrate into or exploit this machine through such entry or vector. So now what do we have to do next? We need to do more enumeration. For example, we can use Nigato to do the Enumeration. Nickel is always should be always the first tool to enumerate web application because it not only can reveal information about the version and also the header information, also can enumerate out some common files or directories. For example, like here, as you can see, the admin directory. As you can see, this is the CRM admin, and we can try to use admin as a password. Username and admin as password to log in. Failed. Then maybe we can try to use the login bypass technique. Any password cannot succeed. So also we can check the source code of this page, which doesn't reveal anything interesting. Now we need to go back to the output of Nickel secret. So I think we can access secret. From the name itself, maybe you hope we hope we can get some sensitive information, right? However, although there is something here, but from the perspective of operation, this information is useless. Yeah, and we can check the source code, nothing important as well. So next we need to check the store directory. Store. Yeah, I think this is the online bookstore. And we can take a look at some functions. List of a publisher, books, contact. Maybe we forgot to do one thing. For the admin directory, we need to check whether we can use scale map to test the SQL injection vulnerability, right? So we can turn on the proxy and launch our Bubble Suite Community Edition. Make sure the proxy is on or enabled. Now we can put like admin and the password. Login. The Bubble Suite didn't intercept the request. Very weird. Oh, sorry. We need to turn the proxy to Bubble Suite. And admin password. Login. We got the request and then copy this request to our working directory locally. Then we can close down the Bubble Suite to save the resource of my virtual machine. I think you can understand, right? So now we can use SQL map. Level. Press enter. Follow. Meanwhile, I think we need to check whether we can use login bypass technique for the password field. Admin login. As you can see, if we apply the login bypass technique into the password field, we can successfully bypass the authentication to log in to this CRM. And then if we go back, of course, SQL map also has already identified the backend DBMS. In the meantime, we go back to the admin panel, and we can do something like users manage. We cannot find a place to upload a file, for example, like a PHP reverse shell file. I think it's a pity, although we have already bypassed the authentication of this CRM. So from point of the penetration, this bypass doesn't have much meaning or value, right? So do you want to keep testing the others? No. And then we can enumerate the databases information. To save the time of this video, I'd like to come back to the browser to make further manual enumeration for the store directory. Store. So welcome to online CSE bookstore. This site has been made using PHP with MySQL. And of course here, what it's about, project in. So free PHP projects. So maybe this project is online bookstore project, right? And now go back, we can check the source code. Nothing we can get from the source code. It's retrieving the data. So the two available databases, and this database is what we are interested in, and we can enumerate or retrieve tables for this database. I need to go back to the browser again to save time of this video. Store. So I think from so far we have already know that the target or this application is online bookstore application. So next we can use Google to make some search to see whether we can find the vulnerabilities. Of course, to be more important, to find exploits for this CMS online bookstore. Of course, because the SQL map is taking time, so we can do our jobs in parallel, and we can use online bookstore exploit. So it does have online bookstore 1. Although at this moment, or at this point, we didn't get the version of our CMS. But I think there's a chance this can work, right? At least we need to try it. And we can copy this URL and download this exploit. Of course, this is the Python exploit. I've already downloaded it earlier. And as you can see over here, what I'm doing. Yeah, this Python script. And we can get out this Python script. The header is some description about the exploit itself. And then import some modules. The major module would be requests. And then we need to provide the URL of the target. And we'll do some processing with the URL we input or we specify. And this is the payload. Of course, this payload will be working as the backdoor. And file print, and we'll submit post to this file or this page, and do some judgment. All right, I think to use this exploit would be very easy. We just use Python followed by the name of the exploit. Before we try to utilize this exploit, I'd like to know, yeah, there's some tables. Of course, I want to know the user and also the admin. Of course, I think we cannot, although we can get some credentials and username, I think from the perspective of penetration, such information cannot help us very much. Because, as you can see, we have already logged in to the target. Do you remember? Yeah, this one. And even we can log in to this panel, the main panel. We cannot do anything beyond the function provided by this panel itself. For example, we cannot find the location to upload file. So maybe it's time to use this Python exploit, and we just press enter. We need to specify the URL, and then we can use Python and URL. We can specify the URL store. Of course, we want to launch a shell. And as you can see, we got the web shell, and we can run the ID. Of course, although we have already got the initial for the hold, to be honest, I don't like the web shell. I'd like to spawn the normal shell. So how to do? The easiest way to spawn is to use netcat, right? So above all, we need to set up the listener. So we can use sudo. And then we can run. Of course, we need to check whether NC or netcat is on the target. It's there. Then we can use bin bash. .5555. Press enter. Fail to get connection. So this way cannot work. And then next, I think you need to go to the Pentest Monkey website to try some other ways or commands. For example, as you can see over here, this one. I got the command from the Pentest Monkey website. And then we can copy, and then we can use bash. Press enter. It looks like this is working. As you can see, we got another shell, which is much normal, right? So as a pen tester, we need to try the different ways or means, as many as possible. And then we can go to the home directory to do the local enumeration. And there is just only one normal user. We can go inside this home directory. And even we had, I think you can notice immediately this file. So we can cut out this file. Yeah, even give us the password for the SSH and the password for the admin gym. Of course, now the admin password or store password credentials are not of function or help for us. We just use this to make lateral movement, my bad, to the Tony user. So we can use switch Tony, and we can paste the password here. And then, of course, this is the shell, and we can spawn the bash session or shell. Next, we need to make not lateral movement. We need to escalate our privilege. So how to do? First of all, we need to check whether the current user, Tony, can run sudo. It can. So many binaries or commands we can utilize. We need to check one by one and select the easiest way to elevate. So how to know which one is best? We can go to the website of the GTF Obins. We can try the first one, Yelp. No sudo. So we need to check the second one, DMF. No. And then who is? I think who is no use. Who is? And then should be this one, a login. We can copy and paste in here. No sudo. And this one, oh, sudo. So maybe we can use this to elevate our privilege, right? So just copy this command and paste in here. And as you can see, we have already become the root user. Of course, also you can try other ones like time or finger or MTR. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.